Hello and welcome everybody to another installment of our Stardew Valley 999 Challenge audit. Today we will be recapping years 81 through 90, and we're going to be going through our Stardew Valley spreadsheet and updating everything. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to start with here is we're going to take a look at our totals page. So we can see here, this is from last time we did the audit, was all the way back in October, and we got all the way up to 73.6%. We were at 90% before 1.6 came out, and the last audit was the first one in 1.6, update 1.6. So this is our second audit in update 1.6, and we're going to see how that's changed things. It's probably going to be a lot. So let's go ahead and get started by updating our fruits. So we have to go down to, actually, we don't really have to check much here, as you're going to find out. But our fruits are stored here. There's a bunch of extra fruit here, but it's going to turn out that most of this is not going to matter, as we'll find out later. Pretty much all of these are going to be taken up by dehydrated goods, so none of these are actually going to get updated here, except for Salmonberries, which I'm actually going to go down with. In fact, all of these I'm going to go down with a bit. So Ancient Fruit's going to go down to 999, Cactus Fruit is going to go down to 999, Cherry is going to go down to 999, Hot Pepper is going to go down to 999, Mango is going to go down to 999, Orange 999, Peach 999, Pineapple 999, Pomegranate 999. You might be wondering, why am I dropping these? This is how much raw I had before, but since I know all of these are going to be done, I'm going to leave them as a ready to be completed. When I fill in my finished dehydrated products, these are going to shoot back up to 100% complete. So actually, I should technically mark these as done, shouldn't I? So our first few done here are Ancient Fruit, Cactus Fruit, Cherry, Hot Pepper, Mango, Orange, Peach, Pineapple, Pomegranate, Salmonberry, and Strawberry. So for most of these, I just grew them on Ginger Island. The fruit trees we had to grow in our greenhouse mostly, and then Salmonberry we had to collect. We did it every day after the Desert Festival. Veggies has been completed, and it was already complete. Flowers are all done. Animal products were done and still are. Seeds. So we do have some changes to make here. We have our bluegrass starter. We go ahead and head over to our chest for it here. We can see we have one full stack of bluegrass starter. So we can mark our bluegrass starter as 999 complete. Mixed flower seeds are at 486, which is actually quite a big step up here. Acorns are going to be done. I'm going to set it to 999, but it's not going to show it as completed yet because we have to go back through and fix something else. But I can go ahead and mark that acorn is done. Mahogany seeds are also going to be set to 999 because they're also going to be done, even though it doesn't look like it here. Unfortunately, maple seeds are not going to be finished. We got really close, but not quite. Our maple seeds are at 790. Mossy seeds are also not done, but we're at 199 of them. Mystic tree seeds are finished. All right, and then finally pine cones. We're going to lose some pine cones here. We have 560 pine cones. All right, and that should do it for our seeds. Fertilizer is done and continues to be done. Geodes. So we do have some things to add here. So our geodes are mostly done. The two things we still need here are the mystery boxes and the golden mystery boxes. The golden mystery boxes are considered done. There is a little caveat to that. We do need golden mystery boxes to get our books of mysteries, but I haven't fully calculated that out yet. So even though it mostly looks like it's done here, we're still going to need more later. We're still going to be collecting those. Our regular mystery boxes, we don't need any more of, but unfortunately, we're not quite done with them yet. So that's 762. We're 99% complete with our geodes. So let's go ahead and move on to gems, which is already done as well. Minerals, which is already done. Resources, which is not done. So we're going to have to do some calculating here. So starting with our coal, which is our next one we need to finish off. It said we had 17,685 coal. We're actually probably going to have less now. So that is 14 stacks, 15, 16, 17. So if we do 17 times 999, and then we just add 132, it's 17,115, which is very close to what we had, but slightly less. Now it's going to go down a little bit, but I believe this is going to shoot back up when we start putting in the other things that we have done. Next up is fiber. Now, fiber is going to be a little harder to count. So each one of these chests is full of fiber, and each one of these chests has 70 stacks of fiber, and then plus we have these stacks so far. So I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 70 times 999, and then I can add the additional stacks here, which is 49, 50, 51. So 51 times 999. All right, and then we have to add that 439, and then we do have a few more back out here. We should have an additional 471 plus 999 plus 999. That gives us 4,780,486, which is a bit more than we had last time. We've definitely gained a bit there. And I used some too. All right, hardwood. We're actually going to shoot our hardwood down a little bit to 999. and that's because I know it's going to be done. Iron ore. This is one where we actually want to count the total amount of raw ore we have, because it is going to matter, because we're not done with iron yet. So that ends up being 1,780, and now iron bars, 1,321, which looks like it brings it down, but again, when we do our later items, it's going to shoot back up. Now, for our jellies, we have a 999 of all of our jellies here, and even though it doesn't say so when I do this, because I know I've completed a certain other item with this, I know that I'm going to have all 3 of them done. Moss is not going to be done. So let's go ahead and count how much total moss we have done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 stacks plus an additional little bit here. So 10 times 999 plus 734. 10,724. That doesn't seem like much of an increase, but again, we've also used a lot of the moss, as we're going to find out shortly. All right, sap. Let's go take a look at the mother lode. With the exception of this chest here, every single one of these chests is completely full of stacks of sap, which puts us at exactly 999 stacks of 999 sap. So it's 999 times 999, which gives us a grand total of 998001, which is exactly the amount we need to complete sap. So sap is in fact done. Let's jump on over to Forage. Okay, so first up is magma caps. We got 999 plus 265 plus 71 plus 999 plus 999 plus 999 plus 964. And our total is going to be 5,296, which is a lot more than we previously had. Okay, so that shoots up to 90% done. So we're getting really close on those. Unfortunately, we were not able to finish it for this audit. Switching to rainbow shells. We don't count both of these because it needs to be in a single stack. So we need 844 rainbow shells. Or rather, we have 844 rainbow shells. Next up, we have spring onions. I'm going to go ahead and show you that we have 999 of them, plus a few extra. But I'm going to throw 999 in here because I know for a fact that we finished our spring onions. Then we're going to go to our fish, and this one's going to be the long one. I have reorganized my fish this year into a way that's a lot easier to see. So this is all the fish that's going to be smoked, and this is all the fish that I just am going to keep raw. And it's already alphabetical, so it's going to be very easy for me to go through this. Albacore, anchovy, blobfish, 57, 13, 72. Blue discus, bream, bullhead. So 113, 996, 95. So carp is 215, catfish is 72. We got to do something special for our chub here. Chub has 999 plus our 627 here, which puts us at a total of 1,626. So clam has a amount over here of 999 and an amount over here of 999 as well. However, it's already been smoked. So the only thing we're going to put in here is 999. And when we fill in our smoked fish, that'll be done. Cockle, we have 340, which is more than we had before, but certainly isn't incredible or anything. Crab and crayfish are shown as done here. So if we go to our crab, you can see we upgraded our crab. It used to be no quality star at all. But both crab and crayfish, we've gotten our silver star because that's the highest you can get currently in the game. And then over here, we've also smoked our crab and our crayfish. So as a result, we're actually just going to write 999 here because when we fill in the smoked fish, that'll cover up those there. We're on to Dorado, eel, and flounder. 93, 6, and 53. And then we've got ghostfish, glacierfish junior, and goby, which is going to be 10, 71, and 210. Halibut, herring, and ice pip, which is going to be 104, 154, and 1. Largemouth bass, lava eel, and legend 2. That's 60, a special one, and 63. Because lava eel we have a whole stack of, plus an additional 378. So that puts our lava eel at 1,377. All right, lingcod, lionfish, lobster. 116 and 1. Lobster, we have 999 lobsters, and then we already have 999 smoked lobsters. So over here, we're just going to write 999. And then that is a completed stat because it was not done already. So we're going to write that as lobster. Midnight carp, midnight squid, and miss angler. 97, 186, 602. Mussel, octopus, and oyster. 931, 14. I guess I got to come back for that one. Oyster is over a whole stack. So it's 999 plus an additional 20. So that's 1,019. So perch is 264, and then periwinkle and pike are both over. So periwinkle is completely full and smoked, and then pike is not quite done yet, but it is over a stack. Periwinkle gets a 999, and pike is going to get a 1,016. we're on to pufferfish, radioactive carp, and rainbow trout. So pufferfish 17, 33, and 999 plus some more. 999 plus... Oh, we smoked it. 17 and 33. And then rainbow trout is 999 because it is done. Okay, so now we've got red mullet, red snapper, and salmon. 185, 43, 261. Sandfish, sardine, and scorpion carp. 61, 152, and 334. Sea cucumber and shad. 106 and 350. And shrimp was done and still is. All right, then we got smallmouth bass, snail, and son of crimsonfish. So snail is completely done, which we can see here, all smoked up. So we just need to add in our 261 and 29. For our spooky fish and our squid, we have 96 and 999 plus a few here, plus 590, 1,589. I skipped slime jack. Oh, you're totally right. All right, slime jack is 116. Then we're on to stingray, stonefish, sturgeon. 148. Sunfish, super cucumber, tiger trout. 508, 24, 137. Tilapia and tuna. 52 and 85. Void salmon, walleye, would skip. 338, 62, and 1. So fish is something that we're going to be working on a lot next audit, I hope. So some of these numbers are going to greatly change when we get to our next audit. All right, moving on to our smoked fish. We've just got to add in all of the fish that we smoked because we had 0 before. So we're going to have clam, crab, and crayfish. We've got lobster, periwinkle, and rainbow trout, and then shrimp and snails. And that is it for that. So I have not been doing any smoked fish until I finish all of the fish. And so these are the fish I am 100% done with now. After that, we can move on to our row. Row, which doesn't have all that much to change, but we have moved. Our row is now here, along with our aged row down here. So let's go ahead through here. So one thing that got added in this update is now you can actually put the legendary, or at least the secondary legendary, for me, fish in the fish ponds. So that has allowed me to get a lot more row out of these fish than I definitely had before. So we only had 9 Glacierfish Junior row before. We have 737 for our Legend 2. We have 753 for our Midnight Squid. We have 81, which is a lot more than the 18 we had. For our Miss Angler row, we have 713. For our Radioactive Carp row, we have 512. For our Son of Crimsonfish row, we have 163. And for our Squid row, we have 223. So for some of these, even though it seems like they're kind of in a weird amounts, like why do we have less Miss Angler row than we have a Legend 2 row? Well, some of these we've actually turned into Artisan products, and that's going to shoot these up. Unfortunately, we were not able to finish any of them, so none of these stacks are actually done, but they will shoot back up and be mostly completed for some of them. All right, let's go to our bait. Okay, I don't think this bait has changed all that much, but we got to make sure we go check. So Glacierfish Junior, Legend 2, so 13 and 27 has not changed. Son of Crimsonfish, it was at 58 and still is. So we weren't able to finish this. We didn't really catch enough of the fish. Maybe that's something I should have gone out of my way to do. I didn't realize how close these were. For monster drops. All right, so our dragon's teeth are actually going to shoot down a little bit because we weren't able to quite finish, but we do have 534. So instead of having 1,870 yada yada, we only have 584. However, we did use 5 stacks of them to craft something. So even though it looks like we have lost a bunch, we've actually gained a whole lot. All right, for our red tiger slime eggs, we have 415. Tiger slime eggs, we have 371. For our void essence, that's one we gotta go count, huh? Okay, so this is 70 stacks, plus an additional 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, plus an additional 407, puts us at a total of 89,318, which really isn't that much more. Looks like we picked up about 10k. Now we're gonna go on to our jarred goods. We've moved our jarred goods down to here. So let's start with our aged row here. We have Glacierfish Junior, Legend 2, Midnight Squid, Miss Angler, Radioactive Carp, Son of Crimsonfish, Squid row, and that's all of our aged rows here. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. Miss Angler is done. Radioactive Carp is done. Son of Crimsonfish is done. Glacierfish is done. Legend 2 has just 1. And then we've got Squid row and Midnight Squid row aged, which each has just 1. On to pickles. We have 81 pickles. So we got 20 during this audit period. Spring onion pickles have 999. That's our only pickled good we need to look at. Let's go look at our jelly. We have 131 jelly. I think that went up by quite a bit. All jelly goods are done, and that's it for that category. Let's go ahead and jump on over to kegged goods. Starting with, at the very top here, we have juice, and we have 108 juice. So that went up by almost 20 as well. Spring onion juice. We have 999 spring onion juice, and that's the only thing that had to be marked in there. All right, dehydrated goods. We got a lot to add to this one. So as far as dehydrated goods go, everything is finished with the exception of dried magma caps. I'm just going to put them in understanding that they're all done with the exception of dried magma caps. Dried ancient fruit, dried cactus fruit, dried cherry, hot pepper, mango, orange, peach, pineapple, pomegranate, dried Q fruit, salmonberry, and strawberry. Fruits are now 100% done again. I think we had them done before 1.6 came out, but now we've come back and finished them. So now fruits are 100% done, and that's why I set all these to 999, so that when I put in the other ones there, it went back and fixed them. We're actually done with our other artisan goods. Cooking, while we are still missing our moss soup, we haven't made any progress toward that. I'm actually going through and remaking all of these cooked dishes. Technically, I don't have to, but I want to make Q seasoned for all of them, which has been a minor project of mine. As a result, I'm just keeping the cooked dishes we had previously. So as far as that's concerned for the spreadsheet, those are all done. I will go back through and fix those though. Machines and apparatuses. All right, time for the big ones. Anvil, I don't believe has changed, but let's make sure we go over there and take a look. Here's our anvil. We still just have the one of them. Auto petter. We now have 152. So we have made some progress there. Cursed mannequin. We now have 32 and 25. Deluxe worm bin has gone up. We now have 41 deluxe worm bins. For our fish smokers, we finished fish smokers, so we now have 999 of those. All right, mannequins. I don't think we bought any more mannequins, but I will double check that just to make sure. We just have the 2 of each. For our mini forages, we had 1 and we now have 999. So that is where our dragon's teeth went before. Our mini shipping bin, I don't think we changed. Yeah, oh, we have 2. We had 3. I don't know what happened to it, but we'll just put in the 2 that we have. All right, our mushroom log, 999. Pressure nozzle, we now have 233. Statue of blessings, we had 1. We still just have the 1. It's not actually even in here. I'm using it every day, so we're just gonna count that as having the 1. And then finally, our worm bin, we don't just have 999 of them, we have a few extra for a pretty good reason here. So 999 plus 958, that's gonna be 1,957. And when we do that, we have exactly 100% done on our worm bins. So our worm bins are done. All right, on to consumables. First up here is butterfly powder. We have 999 plus a few. So that's another thing we were able to finish. After that, we have our golden animal crackers. We had 2. We now have 123. Despite using quite a number of them, we have had a net gain of them. For our treasure totems, we had 5 and we now have 999. All right, and that's it for consumables. All right, next up we have our books. So we managed to get quite a few books here, but I don't think it's going to be all that many. So let's go through and figure this out. I still believe we have 0 books of mystery. Yep, 0 books of mystery, unfortunately. For books of stars, we had 24. We now have 72. Dwarvish safety manual, 27. Friendship 101 and Horse the Book. Friendship 101 is 8. Horse the Book is 95. Jack Be Nimble and Jewels of the Sea. Jack Be Nimble is 12. Jewels of the Sea is 54. Mapping Cave Systems and Mining Monthly. Cave Systems is 9. Mining Monthly is 259. Monster Compendium and Old Slitherlegs. Monster Compendium is 41. Old Slitherlegs is 95. We've got our Raccoon Journal and Stardew Valley Almanac. The Raccoon Journal is 11. The Almanac is 76. Alleyway Buffet and Art of Crabbing. Alleyway Buffet is 11. Art of Crabbing is 10. Diamond Hunter and Treasure Appraisal Guide. Diamond Hunter is 32. Treasure Appraisal Guide, my goodness, 32 and 7. Way of the Wind 1 and 2. Way of the Wind 1, 95. Way of the Wind 2, 95. Woodcutter's Weekly and Woody's Secret, 79. Woody's Secret, 16. So 79 and 16. All right, and that's it for our books. They're coming kind of slowly. Gifts and rewards. So Faraway Stone and Golden Bobber. Faraway Stone is still 2. Golden Bobber is at 185 now. Golden Tag and Prize Ticket. Golden Tags are up to 740. Prize Tickets are 184. Purple Shorts and Star Drop Tea. Purple Shorts are at 224. Star Drop Tea is at 95. We still do not have any Void Ghost pendants. Trash is all finished. Time for artifacts. Amphibian Fossil is 326. Ancient Doll is 1020. Dwarf Gadget is 889. Dwarf Scroll 2 and 4, 933 and 804. Ribs, Spine, Tail, 506, 226, and 357. Mummified Bat and Mummified Frog, 746 and 122. Nautilus Fossil and Palm Fossil, 358 and 283. Scapula and Skull, 332, 351. Skeletal Hand, 318. Snake skull and snake vertebrae, 301 and 74. All right, strange dolls, 295 and 331. Trilobite is the last one on here, and that one has 323. And that's it for our artifacts. We're making slow and steady progress with most of these, and some of them we just got to get treasure totems and finish them off. Some of them we need to go in the mines and finish them off as well. All right, lighting decor is all finished. Infrastructure decor is all finished, and that just leaves our other decor now. Starting with our houseplants, which we used to have 500 of them, we now have 694 of them. Our plush bunny, where we had 99, we now have 125. All right, and then we got all of our rare crows. So we've got 74 of rare crow 1 and 70 of rare crow 2. For rare crow 4, which is our snowman, we have 501. And then rare crow 5, which is this guy here, we got 66 of those. All right, stone Junimo, 69, nice. Okay, I don't believe we've gotten any more stone owls. Yeah, we just have the 8. Our tea sets, we had 41, we now have 42. All right, and that is all of our items updated. So that means we get to go ahead and check and see what our new totals page says. Our new total page says we're finished with fruits, veggies. A lot of those were already the same. Seeds are at 98%. Geodes are at 99% basically. Fish went up by quite a bit. A lot of little things are just missing here and there. We come down to our final total though. It is 85.3 is our new total percent completion. It was at 73.2% before. So we went up by about 12% in total. All right, so with our new percentage of 85.3, let's just take a quick look at the stuff that still needs to get done here. So we already kind of talked about this, but we still need to finish up a few seeds. But I can probably say with some confidence that with the exception of maybe mossy seeds, this category will be pretty much done. I might go out of my way to finish mossy seeds for our next audit, just to make sure that that category is done. This category is probably going to change for the next audit, our geodes here. The reason being is we want our geodes to probably include the fact we need a bunch of mystery boxes to get books of mystery. So as a result, while our regular mystery boxes will probably be done, our golden ones probably will not. For our resources, I'm probably going to be going out of my way during the next 10 years to buy the remainder of our iron we need to finish for anvils. So as a result, both our iron ore, iron bars, and coal will probably all be done. Fiber should probably also be done as well as we continue to just grab it from the machine every single day. Moss, I don't expect to be done by the next audit, but we'll be making good progress on it. For our forge, I might go out, I will definitely finish our magma caps. Our magma caps will probably be finished within a year. Our rainbow shells, I might go out of my way to finish just to make sure it's done. Fish, I'm planning on doing a lot of work on. I don't know how much I'll actually be able to do, but we're gonna try and get that done. Smoked fish, same thing. For roe, we're going to expect that all of our legendary or secondary legendary, extended family legendary fish are going to be done. In terms of bait, I'll probably go out of my way to finish this last little bit of bait here. Monster drops, dragon's teeth will be done. Probably not red eggs or tiger eggs, but we'll see. Tiger eggs might be done. It's just going to depend on how long it takes. As far as the artisan goods go, they're kind of as good as they're going to get at the moment. The dried magma caps will be done though. Cooking, I don't expect moss soup will be done by then, although it might. It'll be pretty close. We'll have to see. As far as our machines go, anvils will be done. Autopetters definitely will not. That's going to be a long project. Same with our cursed mannequins. Deluxe worms and bins should be done by that point though. Enrichers, I might finish just by buying them. Same with the pressure nozzles. The mini shipping bins, I don't expect will finish. The mannequins will probably just purchase, so we might have those done by the next audit. Just depends where I want to put my money. Statue of Blessings will not be done by the next audit, I imagine, unless something crazy happens. Golden Animal Crackers, same thing. We got a lot of work to do with those still. Books, these are going to be some among the last things finished in the entire challenge. Some of them might be done by then, but I don't expect all of them will be. Gifts and rewards, these are all very long-term things. We'll probably have our golden tags done, but I don't expect any of the other ones will be finished. And that really just leaves our artifacts, which are all long-term goals as well, and our very long-term goals here. We might have houseplants done. Depends how much I decide to focus on that. But everything else I expect will take a lot longer. So we've got some goals that we have set for our next audit, which should be after year 100. So I hope you guys are all looking forward to that, and I will catch you guys all next time. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye, everyone.